specifically to where I am now. And they've kind of been the catapult for who I am as a person now. The first thing happened to me when I was 15 years old on a Christmas vacation, 1989. I climbed up on a sled, slid down the mountain, and lost massive control and crashed into a ravine it was comparable to falling off of like a first-story building into a pile of rocks, and I burst my L5 and L4 vertebrae. And they told me I'd never walk again. I was in Shriners Hospital in Tampa for about 6 months. They told me I'd never be able to have children. As you heard, I have 3 beautiful children. So that was the first thing. What I learned there was, when I was at the Shriners Hospital, I learned compassion. I learned that someone always has it worse than you do. I learned that if you complain you don't have any shoes and socks, you're going to find someone who has no feet. So that was the first lesson I learned at 15. Fast forward almost 20 years. 2009, March 18th, 8:30 at night, I get a phone call. My dad had been hit by a car while driving a tractor. He broke 39 bones and his body was being airlifted to Tampa General Hospital. That was just coming up on 3 years. He was given a 0% chance of survival. And what I learned the most out of that is how powerful your faith is. No matter how hard the situation is that you're facing, your faith is strong enough to get you through. I believe that God puts us on a path for a reason, and if He chooses that path for you, then you need to walk it with grace, and you need to walk it with the faith that He gives you. So that's how I live my life. I am blessed right now to be in a position that we have people come into our office all the time that are in the middle of these terrible things happening to them. Foreclosure defense does not look, our foreclosure people are in foreclosure, do not look like what you would think they look like. They look like you. They look like doctors. They look like surgeons. They look like small business owners. They look like moms and dads working 40, 50, 60 hours a week trying to provide for their children. And whether they make bad decisions with their mortgage, whether they were misled, misrepresented, they've ended up in a position where they cannot afford their dream home. And they have to make decisions. And if they don't make educated decisions, they can really, really, really be even worse off than they are now. I want to start by saying that when I say that Christmas Spano Owen and Michael Owen are wonder makers, I mean they are. And I say that because I'm a client. Mike and I have been in foreclosure for almost 18 months. And we were misled. We were misrepresented. And we believed what we were told by the professional that spoke with us when we bought our home almost 6 years ago in the height of the market. I hired an attorney who was a friend of mine. He was a estate planner, not married. And he was dabbling in foreclosure defense. And he took my case, and he kept them from foreclosing on me, but he didn't do anything. He didn't defend me. So what I want to tell you about is what we do with at CSO is we defend our clients, first of all, by taking away the shame of foreclosure defense and providing affordable resolutions through low monthly payments. Our clients are teachers and small business owners. We provide leverage to negotiate more favorable terms for our client. When the banks come and send a letter to our clients and say we're going to foreclose on you, we say bring it on. Bring it on. So we start the defense. And then we pile them with something called discovery. Anyone who is involved in an attorney's office knows that discovery is not a thing you go, yeah, I got mail. It's terrible. We bury the banks in discovery. We bury it because we need to get leverage to negotiate a more favorable outcome for our client. We do that by sitting down with them and deciding whether or not they're going to get a deed in lieu, a loan modification, or a short sale is better for them. We do that for an initial fee in the front end, and then a low monthly payment of about $150 a month. That's very affordable, especially since they're not paying their mortgage. One thing I touched on in my 30 seconds is that our entity is going, when the people are in foreclosure and they're talking to their bank and they say, I'm working with the bank's calling me, we're working on the bank. You have to know that the bank entity that talks about foreclosure defense and is trying to foreclose on your home and the bank entity that's trying to do the loan modifications are not in the same building. They don't talk to each other. They don't have lunch together. They don't email back and forth. So what happened to us last week is we had a client come in. Her name is Jane. And she walked in and she said, we decided we're going to hire you guys to help us. We pulled up her account. She said, I've been talking to the banks for the last 8 months, and it's the banks, they know all the time they talk to you. And it is, it's notified that they're working on the loan modification, all the while they'd already gone after her, got a deficiency judgment. She had a deficiency judgment for $100,000 against her, and she didn't even know it. So there's nothing we can do at that point except for negotiate the deficiency judgment and try to work it down a little bit. You have no idea what you don't know. So it's imperative that if you know of anyone who's in foreclosure defense, that they're needing that attorney service, that they come and talk to a professional. The most critical time for foreclosure defense is the first 20 days after you're served. It's imperative that you send in a response. If you write a letter and you send it in, or if you come in and talk to us, we'll be happy to do that for you. Another way is short sales. Our clients pay $1,800 fee for short sales. You might think, well, why do I need to hire an attorney for a short sale? We've got real estate agents that can do that. One of the things we offer is to be able to take those short sales, and it doesn't take away from the money that Rich would make off a commission. We work with him, and we work to make sure that deficiency judgment does not get put onto our client. We get those waived. Michael told me, I said, what do you want me to tell him? He said, tell him that when all the other law offices that work in foreclosure defense and short sales, when their lights go off, ours stay on. Michael's not married. He does not have a girlfriend. I don't want to say he doesn't have a life except for law, but that's the truth. So he doesn't have a life except for law. So he's at that prime point in his life where he's building his career. And he is absolutely, when I say he fights for his clients, I'm telling you now, he walks around the office with the headset. And I say, I know you say you're a lawyer, but you really truly do just look like a negotiator, because he's on the phone negotiating for his clients. He speaks to his clients whenever they call. It's not like any other law firm where you don't get to talk to your attorney. You call, you talk to Michael. You call, you leave a message, you call you back. That's just the way Michael is. Our clients have an attorney negotiating for their best interest. So I think that's a big part of what sets us apart, is that Michael has mortgage background, he has the lending background, he has real estate background, and he's really truly able to negotiate for your best scenario, whether it be short sale, deed in lieu, loan modification, or deficiency judgment, and have you walk away. I'm passing out these forms right now. You should have a who do you know. One thing I wanted to do would be to help give you a better picture of people that you may know that you can help. I would love the referral. I would love to be able to walk in and tell the law office, look at all the referrals I got. But more than that, being that I am a client, I know how it feels to be in foreclosure. And it's a terrible feeling to not know when someone's going to come knocking on your door and tell you you have 30 days to get out. It's a terrible feeling to not be represented. It's a terrible feeling to not have someone in your corner fighting for you that you know, hey, I can concentrate on doing my Christmas shopping. I can concentrate on work. I can concentrate on baking and taking care of the kids and camping and riding horses and all those things I can do, because I don't have to stress and fight and worry about the bad part of my life, because I've already given that problem to Michael, and Michael's handling it, and I don't have to think about it again. I pay my $150 a month, and Michael takes care of it. The Who Do You Know pack, it's very self-explanatory, but one thing I wanted to touch on is the Who Do You Know that's just been served foreclosure papers. Like I said, it's 20 days to respond. That's the most critical time of the whole entire case. Anyone that you know that has been served is automatically a free consultation with Michael. If they have not been served yet and they're just late on their payments or they're upside down on their payments and they just want to talk to an attorney, it's a $125 consultation fee. Anyone you know that lost their job and is out of work and falling behind on their bills, and they see that maybe foreclosure is something that's pending, it's looming on them, maybe bankruptcy might be an option. So there's a lot of options, there's a lot of things out there that we can do to help those clients. If you know of somebody, all I can tell you from, like I said, as a client, forget being the marketing director for the firm, as a client, they're going to thank you. Stacy Self, Christmas Spano Owen.